Hey guys, what's up? This is Ultimate Chess Teacher, your official chess partner, and today we are going to learn about the opening understanding in chess. Have you ever wondered how strong players play perfect openings? What is that they have that the others don't? They have something which others do not have, and that is the opening understanding. They have tremendous opening understanding than the other players, which makes them different. So do you also want to play like those players who have made their way in chess? I guess the answer is yes. So without further delay, let us get started. Okay, okay. So this is a game between two very strong players. Mr. X is the white player and the black player is Mr. Smart X. So now you must have guessed who won the game. So let us quickly get started. Now white played e4, black played c5, white played knight to f3, black played e6, white played d4, black captured, white took knight takes d4, black played a6, white played knight to c3, and this is the Khan variation in the Sicilian defense. Now here there are many moves. Black can play knight f6, he can play queen c7, he can play bishop to maybe b4, or he may play b5. So there are many moves that he can play. So now comes the rule number one. You should play the openings which you understand and not which other strong players recommend. So here Mr. SmartX wisely played queen to c7 because I guess he knew this opening. Okay, so let us go on. So he played queen c7. Now bishop d3. Now black played knight to c6, knight takes c6, b takes c6, castles, d5. Okay, now here white could have played anything. He could have played rook e1, bishop e3, or maybe even queen e2. And he chose to capture e takes d5. So now, please pause the video and think for some time that what do you think about this move? Is this move a good move, a bad move, or an average move? Okay, so let me tell you the rule number two. So the rule number two is you should not release the tension in the center. You should not give your opponent the whole center. So now you can see after black takes c takes d5, he has one pawn in the center and white doesn't have any pawns in the center. So this gives black an advantage. So instead of taking there, white could have played anything. He could have simply played queen to e2 and this could have maybe saved him a game. But he blundered and played c takes d5 question mark, or at least it is dubious. Black recaptured and got an advantage. Now white played queen e2. Now probably his idea was to take knight takes d5, and this is the rule number 3. In the opening, do not get carried away by a snare. Snare is a small trap in chess. In the opening, there are only 3 major tasks. You should develop the pieces, you should castle, and then you should connect the rooks. So what black did here, he played bishop to b7 and saved his pawn. Now it is easy that white cannot take, because if he takes, black will simply recapture and then white will lose a piece. Okay, let us continue. Now he played a3. Now again pause the video and think for yourself that what do you think about this move? Is this a good move or is it a bad move? Okay, so now I'm going to tell you the rule number 4. You should not make corner moves. By the corner moves, I mean the move a3 and the move h3. This rule has some exceptions, but in 90% of the cases, these moves never work. Okay, now black played very instructively here. What did he do? He had two options. He could play bishop d6 or he could play knight to f6. Black chose bishop d6 because this move is more forcing. Now white has few options like g3, f4 and h3. All of these options are bad, but what can he do? He has no moves and he has created this situation all by himself. So he played h3. Now black played knight to e7, bishop to g5, and now you can again pause the video and think for yourself. Okay, so here black had two moves. One is to simply castle short. This was the simplest decision that a player can take. Or we could do something else. That is to play e5, which is what he did. And now he gets a superior position as he is going to play e4. And the threat is quite dangerous because if white plays f3, then he weakens the g3 square. So this is not such a easy position for white. So now white thought and then took bishop takes e2. Now which piece should you capture? With the queen or with the bishop? The answer is simple. We should capture with the queen because we don't want to move our pieces back. So we want to move along the same rank. So black took queen takes e2. My mistake, queen takes e7. Now white played queen to g4. Now again, black had a choice. He could castle or he could play e4. This time black decided to play safe and he could castle. Now white played rook f e1 trying to do something, but still black plays e4. If you want, you can pause at every move and think for yourself. That is what I recommend. Now white played rook at e1, black played f5 attacking the queen. And now you can see the queen has very little squares, very less squares. So the queen can either go to h5 or maybe to e2. So he played queen h5. Now I strongly recommend that you pause the video and find the next move. Okay, the move is queen to e5, threatening this check, and after the king moves, giving another check, and after the king moves, taking this pawn. So this is what black's idea was. Now white stopped it with g3, and now again black goes from another direction with bishop to c5, which again gives a threat of queen takes g3, which looks very dangerous. So white tried to do something with queen to h4, trying to prevent the g3 mate. Now what can black do? Okay, here black had many options. Black could play rook a to e8, or he could play f4, or he could play queen to d5. Now according to me, the best move was f4. creating contact between the pieces. But Mr. Smart played queen to d4, which is also a good move, which is threatening to checkmate him. And in this game, Mr. Smart had already 1 hour and 9 minutes in the clock, and Mr. X had 9 minutes in the clock. So Mr. X got frustrated and suddenly blundered with the move bishop f1. Now it's a mating 2, and you can find it for yourself. It's very easy for the intermediate and advanced level players, and for the beginners they can also try to mating 2. Okay, so it is queen takes f2, king to h1, and queen to g1 mate. Okay, so this was an instructive game. So let us summarize all that we have learned. So the principle number 1 is we should always play the openings that we understand and not just by mugging up. So here the black player probably played queen to c7 because he understood the opening, not because he knew the theory. After that, the second rule, we should never give our opponent the complete center. So when white took, black got the complete control, and this made black's work easy. Principle number 3, we should not give snares in an opening. We should try to develop the pieces, castle, and connect the rook by moving the queen. So we should not give simple threats with which the opponent can develop his pieces. That is what happened. White tried to take the d5 pawn, but after bishop to b7, now black defends the pawn and also develops this bishop. So black got an advantage. Now let us see. Rule number 4. We should not make corner pawn moves. By corner pawn moves, I mean the moves a3 and the move h3. So we should avoid playing such moves. In 90% of the cases, these moves never work. Okay. So principle number 5. We should not move our pieces backwards. We should generally take on the same file, or we should move our pieces forward. Okay, and then white made all these mistakes and then lost the game quickly. Okay, so thank you for watching. Bye bye. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe, like, share the video with your friends to get more informative content, and also press the bell icon to get more updates. Thank you.